Have you ever stopped in the middle of a busy day and asked yourself, why am I here? Not what job you should do, not how much money you should earn, not where you should live, but something deeper. Why do we exist at all? Every human being, from ancient kings to modern billionaires, from monks meditating in caves to astronauts exploring space, has asked this question. And despite thousands of years of philosophy, religion, science, and wisdom, there is still no single answer that everyone agrees upon. Perhaps that's because life was never meant to come with an instruction manual. Tonight, let's embark on a journey into one of the greatest mysteries of existence. What is the purpose of life? Think about it. For billions of years, the universe existed without you. Stars exploded, galaxies collided, oceans formed. And then, somehow, after an unimaginable chain of events, you appeared. Out of billions of possibilities, you became you. Your thoughts, your memories, your dreams. This is astonishing. Yet most of us spend our lives rushing from one goal to another without ever questioning why. We chase grades, then jobs, then promotions, then wealth. And when we finally achieve what we wanted, another desire appears. It's as if we're climbing a ladder whose top we can never see. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer observed that human life swings like a pendulum between desire and boredom. When we don't have what we want, we suffer. When we get it, we become bored and want something else. So if endless achievement isn't enough, then what are we truly searching for? Thousands of years ago, philosophers began wrestling with this problem. The ancient Greeks believed the purpose of life was to achieve eudaimonia, a state often translated as human flourishing. Not happiness as temporary pleasure, but becoming the best version of yourself. According to Aristotle, every living thing has a purpose. A seed becomes a tree, a bird learns to fly. A human fulfills their purpose by developing wisdom, courage, kindness, and virtue. In other words, life's purpose wasn't to possess more, it was to become more. Perhaps the question isn't, what should I get from life? But who should I become? Buddhism offers a radically different answer. According to the Buddha, much of human suffering comes from attachment. We cling to people. We cling to possessions. We cling to identities. And because everything changes, we inevitably suffer. The Buddha suggested that life's purpose is not endless pursuit. It is awakening. To understand reality as it truly is. To let go of illusions. To develop compassion and inner peace. Imagine spending your entire life chasing a mirage in the desert. No matter how fast you run, you'll never reach it. Many people spend decades chasing happiness in exactly this way. The Buddha's wisdom was simple. Stop chasing. Start seeing. Now, let's move to modern philosophy. The existentialists asked an uncomfortable question. What if life has no predetermined purpose? What if there is no cosmic script, no grand plan? At first, this sounds terrifying, but philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre saw it differently. He argued that freedom is humanity's greatest gift. If no purpose is given to us, then we are free to create our own. You are not merely a character in someone else's story. You are the author. Every choice becomes meaningful because it is yours. This idea places a tremendous responsibility on us. We cannot blame destiny for the life we build. We must decide who we are. And that decision happens every day. Today, society constantly tells us what should matter. More followers, more money, more status. We're taught that success equals significance. But history tells a different story. Many wealthy people feel empty. Many famous people feel lost. Many powerful people remain deeply unhappy. Why? Because external success cannot answer an internal question. You can fill your house. You can fill your bank account. But you cannot fill a spiritual void with material things. The problem isn't that wealth is bad. The problem is believing it can provide ultimate meaning. It cannot. Meaning comes from something deeper. Perhaps one of the most profound insights came from psychiatrist Viktor Frankl. During World War II, Frankl was imprisoned in Nazi concentration camps. He lost almost everything: his freedom, his family, his possessions. Yet he noticed something remarkable. People who had a reason to live often survived longer than those who didn't. This led him to a powerful conclusion. The primary human drive is not pleasure. It is not power. It is meaning.
Frankl wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." Think about that. When life becomes painful, meaning gives us strength. When life becomes confusing, meaning gives us direction. When life becomes difficult, meaning gives us endurance.
According to Frankl, meaning comes from three places. First, through creation, building something, writing something, helping someone, creating value. Second, through experience, love, beauty, nature, connection. Third, through attitude. Even when suffering cannot be avoided, we can choose how we respond. This is one of the greatest freedoms we possess. We may not control what happens, but we control who we become because of it. Imagine reaching the end of your life. Would you regret not buying a bigger television? Would you regret not earning a few extra dollars? Probably not. Most people regret neglected relationships, the conversations they never had, the love they never expressed, the time they never spent with people who mattered. Human beings are deeply social creatures. Meaning often emerges through connection, through friendship, through family, through service, through love. Perhaps life's purpose is not found in isolation. Perhaps it is discovered in relationships. One difficult truth is that the universe may never explain itself. We may never receive all the answers. But perhaps meaning doesn't need to be discovered like buried treasure. Perhaps it needs to be created. A musician creates meaning through music. A teacher creates meaning through education. A parent creates meaning through nurturing a child. An artist creates meaning through beauty. A compassionate stranger creates meaning through kindness. Meaning is often less about finding and more about giving. Many people spend life trapped between regret and anxiety, thinking about yesterday, worrying about tomorrow, rarely experiencing today, yet life only exists in the present moment. The past is memory. The future is imagination. The present is reality. When we fully experience this moment, we begin to appreciate existence itself. The sound of rain, the smile of a loved one, the warmth of sunlight, the breath entering our lungs. These simple experiences remind us that being alive is extraordinary. Maybe the purpose of life isn't one thing. Maybe it changes. For a child, it may be learning. For an adult, it may be building. For a parent, it may be nurturing. For a seeker, it may be understanding. Life may not have a single universal purpose, but every life can have a meaningful purpose. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand. You don't need to change the world. You only need to change the small corner of the world that touches your life. That alone is enough. So, what is the purpose of life? After thousands of years of searching, perhaps the answer is both simple and profound. The purpose of life is to live consciously, to grow, to love, to learn, to create, to serve, to experience the miracle of existence, and ultimately, to leave the world slightly better than we found it. One day, each of us will disappear. Our possessions will remain behind. Our titles will be forgotten. Our achievements may fade. But the kindness we gave, the lives we touched, the love we shared, those things continue long after we're gone. Maybe that is meaning. Maybe that is purpose. And maybe, just maybe, the purpose of life is not to find yourself. It is to create yourself. Every single day. One choice